Hi guys, LateCom here, and in today's video, we are going to be revisiting the Shadow Shard Flux farming method in Trove in 2023, as someone has commented in the previous video that we should be taking a look at Shadow Shard farming as well. And if you have any other interesting video ideas that you'd like to see on the channel, feel free to leave a comment on our latest videos down in the comment section below. But with that being said, what I'm going to be doing in today's video is to farm Shadow Shards for 1 whole hour and see how much Flux we can make from that farming method. Now, to those of you who don't know what Shadow Shard farming is, basically it is a method where you will be able to farm a ton of Shadow Shards alongside crystals. Let's just begin this farm. I will show it to you guys as we move along. So first off, what you will need is, of course, a Delve Gateway, preferably the Challenge Mode Delve Gateway. And as you can see right here, I am currently at a depth of 124. This is because 124 is the depth this week for Neon Underground biome. And this value for the Neon Underground biome will change, right? It's not going to always be a depth of 124. Sometimes it might be like 130, sometimes it might be 110. So just check the delves every single week because there will be a new rotation for this Neon Underground biome. And this biome is pretty much the most effective way for you to farm your Shadow Shards. So as you can see, I did just announce a Shadow Shard farm in the Ganyu chat. Honestly, I would recommend you guys to farm Shadow Shards right after reset, because this is the time where most of the players are online in game. And if you can't find people to basically enter your Shadow Shard farms, you can head on over into the Join Delve chat, which will pretty much allow you to get other people who are interested in farming Shadow Shards as well. As you can see, quite a number of people are interested in Shadow Shard farming because obviously it is a very, very profitable method for newer players and endgamers alike. Okay, I actually forgot about something. The first thing you have to do is to get some crystal gathering potions because this will speed up your crystal and Shadow Shard gathering process. I'm going to be crafting 3 because I'll be doing quite a bit of Shadow Shard farming today. So once I use this potion, we're going to be starting the 1 hour timer. So there we go. So how Shadow Shard farms work is you basically unveil these Shadow Shards in the rooms. I did enter this room late, so I will have to head on over back into the first couple of rooms in order to get the Shadow Shards back. But as you can see, we're going to be using the Vacamatic quite a lot, so you would really want to upgrade your Vacamatic for this Flux farming method because it will speed up your Flux farming process by a lot. Now, I'm going to be using 1 Vacamatic, and as you can see right there, that just gave us 184 crystals. So I'm probably going to aim for around 25,000 Shadow Shards, and alongside that 25,000 Shadow Shards will be around, I think, 70,000 crystals, in which I will show you guys what I spend these crystals on in order to maximize the amount of Flux I can get from selling materials. Okay, so now that I've caught up with the whole group, as you can see, all of these blocks are going to have Shadow Shards in them. And everyone's just going to be focusing on breaking these blocks. And I would recommend you not to touch the Shadow Shard because if you have a max Vacamatic, you can actually get more Shadow Shards and crystals by vacuuming these things up instead of just manually picking them, which is going to be a really important thing to do to maximize the amount of Shadow Shards that you are getting per delve. Okay, so now I'm kind of done with this run, I guess. 1 hour of Shadow Shard farming. And as you can see right here, I have 21,644 Shadow Shards. A little bit more if I use this last Vacamatic. Damn it. Yeah, that was an epic fail. Right now, I'd say 21,000 is a decent amount for someone with the Patron Pass as well as the Crystal Potion. This is probably the average amount that you will be getting with this kind of setup. So additionally, we have got a couple of stacks of crystals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 61,000 crystals. Anyway, so as we can see right here, you have the option to choose to convert your Shadow Shards into Shadow Caches. And usually that is what I like to do. So right now, they're going to be at around 590 Flux, which is kind of low, honestly. I can see some of them being at 700 Flux here, 666. Now, there are options for you to either open up the Shadow Caches or sell them. So let's first take a look at the price of Hearts of Darkness. I think I did spell that wrong. Heart of Darkness, which will be at around 3,800 or 3,900, which is honestly quite sad because usually for prices at like 650 or 600 flux per Shadow Cache, you would get like 4,000 plus per Heart of Darkness. And by the way, people do buy a lot of Hearts of Darkness to finish up this bench because you need around like 500 or so Hearts of Darkness to actually finish all of the items inside the Hearts of Darkness section, which will take a couple of million flux for those people that are buying solely off the market. But we can also get tentacles from opening up the boxes, so do try your best to calculate which is the better option between selling these caches outright or opening them up based off of the prices of Hearts of Darkness, Eyes of QB Thlus, as well as the Tentacles of QB Thlu as well. For me, right now, I'll just list these at, let's say, around 250 or I would say 500 per stack. And currently they're at 590. I would say to be in a safe spot, I'll list them at 650 flux each. So with that being said, in 1 hour of Shadow Shard farming at 650 flux per Shadow Cache, that will give us a whopping 1.45 million flux. And not to mention, we have got like 61,000 crystals. Okay, as for where I spend my crystals, this is going to get a little complicated somehow because I have actually 3 different options, right? So the first option, that is the lowest cost option, is to craft Geodian building nodes. And as you can see in my inventory, I have got like 62 of these. And I usually list them in stacks of 5. And right now they're priced at 43,800 flux. Which, as you can see right here, 200 crystals, some gleamstone, moonstone, moss, and all these stuff, it's definitely not worth 43,000 flux. Using the market prices, it's going to take you 3,410 flux for the Gleamstone, Moonstone, Moonlit Moss, and the Blazine. And you will need 240 crystals. So let's say we sell the Geodian building nodes at 40,000 as of right now before the market crashes, hopefully. Which is approximately 150 flux per crystal if we were to sell these Geodian building nodes at 40,000 each. Which is obviously a really, really big profit. Imagine if we were to sell all of these 61,000 crystals at that price, at 150 flux each. That would be a whopping 9.1 million. But honestly, it's going to take a really, really long time to sell all of these Geodian building nodes. Through my experience over the past like 3 to 4 weeks, I managed to sell around like 50 to 100 of them every single week. So it's a really, really slow process. And honestly, this is not something that you should be focusing on. And let's say I'm going to craft like 5,000 of these things and try to sell them at a high price because they do sell really, really slowly. And that's going to be a really, really sad part about these Geodian building nodes. And I'm pretty sure after this video, a lot of people are going to start crafting these Geodian building nodes as well. And the price will probably fall. So that's going to be one method that's going to be less profitable for me and those of the people who are already utilizing this method. But anyways, it's better to share than to just keep the ideas to myself. Because honestly, I don't really need Flux too much compared to you guys out there who are trying to progress even further, right? So other than that, usually I consider crafting these Geode style stashes, but as of right now, the prices for like Builderite and Nitro are quite high, and for the crystalline cores, I do need them to craft crystal 4 gears to 5 stars and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure you guys do too. So I wouldn't recommend you guys to use Geode style stashes because honestly, compared to this Geodian building node, it's much higher to craft in terms of cost. And it's a much more riskier investment for you to get into in comparison to the Geodian building nodes. So I would say it would be a lower barrier to entry for these building nodes than for the Geode style stashes. Because if you're an endgame player and you don't really need your crystalline cores that much, you can just craft a ton of these Geode style stashes just to cash out your flux on these crystalline cores. But other than these 2 things that I spend my crystals on, I also do spend them in the gardening bench. Okay, I'm pretty much lagging right here, really rubber banding around. Okay, can you please stop? Okay, there we go. So I usually craft the eye stalks of QB Thlus, and they do require quite a number of moonlight bulbs, tempers, and all of these stuff, as well as some day drops and blah blah blah. But gardening with crystals is going to be very profitable as well. as of right now, I'm not really too sure about the rates, but we can take a look in the market right now. At eyes, they will be priced around 16 flux each right now, and per seed every 15 days you get 750 times 5 if you use a golden watering can. If you don't understand what I'm talking about right now, I have a full on series where I talk about gardening as a whole, so feel free to check it out. The links will be down in the descriptions below, because honestly, gardening, if you're a new player, is going to be a very, very complicated thing that you will take a while to actually grasp. So honestly, I would rate this flux farming method a solid 8.5 out of 10 when it comes to 2023 flux farming methods. So enjoy using this flux farming method as long as it can last, because honestly, I think the market will start becoming way more saturated in the long run, with all of the people starting to craft like the things that I mentioned with their crystals once they have everything maxed in geode. But until then, enjoy this method, and I will see you guys in the next couple of videos. Also, remember, comment your video ideas down below, because I usually read all of your comments and I will take inspiration from some of them and just, try my best to fulfill all of that wishes. And I will see you guys sometime soon. As usual, peace out. Oh, wait, before we go, there are people that actually bought the shadow caches. So you can see that shadow caches are really, really easy to sell. Anyways, that's gonna be all. Really, really nice timing. But as usual, peace out.